does it take for a person to overcome humble beginnings and achieve wealth? In today's video, we will be talking about attaining wealth when you don't come from money. But before we get into the content, please smash that subscribe button so you get notified when I post future videos here, and it really helps my channel. Let's get right into the content. Now, being first generation rich, it just means you became rich by building your own wealth, not by inheriting it. Now, I believe the first step to attaining wealth, especially for people who are not born into it, is to change your mindset. That's the key. You have to build a mindset conducive to wealth. That means believing that wealth is accessible to you and believing that you are worthy of great things, despite the systems designed to keep it from you. See, there is a systemic and mental barriers faced by many of us who grew up without access to wealth. A lot of times, it is expected that you share money and resources with family members. That's very common. There's nothing wrong with being able to share what you have with family members. We have to make sure we don't allow that to hold us back. We can incorporate those relationships into our financial plans. For example, if you are helping someone back home, it's okay to include that into your financial planning on a monthly basis. So I recently sat with someone who shared with me that they were overwhelmed when it came to their finances and they needed to get a handle on it. They were mostly concerned about how much money they were sending back home to their family members. And the issue here is that they were getting constant phone calls from family members asking them to help them with a business or just to be able to put food on their table. Now, you doing that, a person having to do that consistently, really puts a little hole in their finances and it takes away from their priority. So I was able to sit down with this person and really budget, be able to break down where they're spending their money, all the different areas their money is going to, and how they can be able to get a handle on it. So we were able to put a budget in place and included the expenses, the extra money that goes back home every month to family members. We included that in their budget. So that way they're prioritizing what's important and they know where their money is going, okay? That's very, very important. Another issue that people face is that, we're constantly being told you need to save, you need to save, you need to save, but people are making a mistake of saving and not investing. See, having multiple streams of income is step one when it comes to attaining wealth. But saving also, like I said before, is the second step when it comes to building wealth. But remember, saving isn't necessarily just saving money in the bank. That's actually the least way you can attain wealth, by putting your money in the bank. Because unfortunately, the bank is using your money to make more money for themselves. So the key here is that you need to invest in the right places to achieve your financial goals. Another issue that people face when it comes to attaining wealth is fear. People are fearful. People have so much fear instead of being cautious. It pays to be cautious when it comes to planning for your financial goals. However, many of us are prone to be fearful because of the misconceptions and what's perceived to be common knowledge. Don't get me wrong, I do understand that fear is a natural occurrence. We all face fear at some point in our lives. And we can all choose to work through it as long as we don't let it to control us. And that's where caution comes in. No one wants to lose money, especially if you're putting your money in the market. But taking on risk in order to maximize your hard-earned savings is an important part of achieving wealth. When it comes to growing your money, you have to be able to take risks. I've realized that mindset shift about money is a tough one for people to wrap their heads around. And that's totally understandable because think about it. You've gone through your entire life doing things a certain way. You've gone through life having to practice terrible money habits, just focusing on working, and paying bills and not really thinking about retirement, not thinking about your children's future. Or you might be thinking about it, but not planning for it, right? So when you are in this cycle of doing the same thing over and over again, it's quite different when you try to make some drastic changes when it comes to your finances. It's going to be a tough decision to make. It's going to take you a while to get acquainted with these new habits. But the habits that helps us survive are not necessarily the ones that helps us thrive. See, there are a lot of things that we do when we don't have a lot of money. It basically helps us get through our days and weeks and months of, being in that routine, right? But then it becomes a habit that holds us back from achieving financial freedom. It is very important to know that you are in control of your finances. You have the power to literally tell your money where to go. And the ball is in your court. It is all your decision. I want to encourage you today to write down your money goals. Write down your financial goals. Things that remain in your head tend to lose coherence because you do not consider the variables that you need to do them. For example, say I will invest $500 a month to get to $1 million at retirement. It's different from actually putting it down, like writing it on paper and considering all the scenarios, good or bad. See, you can say it, but if you don't write it down to refer back to it whenever you need to, it makes a huge difference. Because guess what? You're just saying it and then going on. But writing it down, you're going to make sure you work out all the factors, consider all the variables, all the things that you need to do in order to get it done. It's important to remember that the money you're investing isn't just sitting there until you get to retirement age. It is growing continuously through compound interest, which earns returns not only on your initial investment, but on the interest that you accumulate as well. Lastly, do your future self a favor and avoid procrastination when it comes to investing. Whatever investments you have to make, you need to do it now. Not tomorrow, not next month, not next year. Do it now. I will start tomorrow or next month is something we have taught ourselves for a lot of things that we wanted to start doing or we needed to start doing right away. We've procrastinated on so many important things, right? Saving and investing are one of them. It's this procrastination that proves expensive in the long run. Don't let that be you. Start now, start today. It's your future. Make it happen. And attain wealth.